Hi, this is Jim Cranston from 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com, the podcast and website about reimagining your life. Thanks for joining me today to talk about, well, too many challenges. So let's get started. If you like what you hear today, please leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me a message. The first question tonight, though, is do purple and gray really go together? I obviously think that yes, they do. But if you have a different idea or want to leave a comment, please leave a comment, tell me your opinion. But I'm starting a bit late tonight because I got carried away in the topic. It's directly impacting me through last week and such. And so because of that, I got a little carried away in the writing. Wrote a lot more than I had planned. So I hope you find it useful as well. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something that, like I said, has been showing up in my life quite a bit lately. And it wasn't until late last week that I realized perhaps I wasn't considering it in the most open minded and positive way. Now, obviously, no life is truly perfect, and we often talk about the challenges that arise in life and how to reframe them. But every so often, life seems to line up just a string of things that they are significant by themselves, but taken together, they just start to seem a bit overwhelming when you just pile them all on top of each other. So, we can go through things that have a lot of effect on me are things like the war against Ukraine and the U.S. walking away from the Budapest Memorandum, the issues in the Catholic Church, Pope Francis's passing, and everybody now, of course, has an opinion of what should happen. Major disruption in the world order and the economy, most of which for pretty weak reasons. The job market cooling off, the housing market dropping, prices rising, personal decisions stacking up. Now it's supposed to be a really bad time to sell a house, changes at work, on and on and on. All these things just piling on. So what do you do? All right, I was mulling this over in my head this weekend and realized I let myself get caught up in society's default approach to everything, which is to declare that the pending end of the world as we know it. Well, it's not the end of the world. It's change. And in change, there is always opportunity. President Zelensky and the Ukraine people have forged even stronger ties than expected with multiple sources worldwide, and they're starting to get numerous defense deals because of their amazing ingenuity. Europe, Canada, Japan, Greenland, and others are starting to form different alliances, and while the world may have tilted a little bit, it didn't stop rotating as predicted. The church has wandered along in the same fashion for centuries, and frankly, my opinion will not fix it, and its actions actually won't touch my beliefs either. One of my neighbors took her house off the market last year because the market was so bad, and I kind of on a lark put it back on as a trial, and it sold almost immediately about 2 weeks ago. I'm not looking for a job, so while the job statistics is important in many ways, it shouldn't be impacting my actions. Plus, one of my sons just got a great new job because he works like crazy, he has a good reputation. So maybe the job market isn't all that bad for those who really apply themselves seriously. So, what did I just do there? I stopped listening to what everyone was saying and instead did a few different things. I started looking at facts. I started evaluating things in terms of how do they directly impact me. But most importantly, I started looking for the opportunity that always accompanies change. The only way to get left behind when things change is to not change along with it. Smart blacksmiths became auto mechanics. Stubborn blacksmiths mostly went out of business. Anti-AI people sit around scared of the world and they think it's going to end when the machines shut down our food and water. Informed people realize AI is just another tool which, while it's very powerful, can also be used to increase productivity, often in unforeseen and amazing ways. As always, we have the choice as to how we react to any situation. The challenge right now is that there are many big things going on in many different areas all at once. Most people do pretty good in difficult times when most of the things are staying pretty much the same and only a few big things are dramatically changing. But when a lot changes at once, it's very easy to lose your frame of reference. But what should that frame of reference be? The same as it always is your own life vision, how you envision the future. As we said before, goals may have to be modified and tweaked. Even your vision may have to be updated a bit. But your core vision, if carefully created, probably won't change much at all. And that's the filter you should use to look at the world through as it applies to you. And all that scary noise coming at you from social media, the TV, YouTube, newspapers, and from every form of media possible, filter it exactly the same way. Run it through your own life vision and see what has actually changed as it applies to you. This isn't saying ignore things that are problematic or even bad, but if they aren't directly affecting you at the moment, well, first, be thankful for that gift, and then focus on the things that you can change, which will hopefully address some of the scary things that are happening. Even if things like jobs and selling your home, as one often been said, it doesn't matter how many people are getting turned down for a job. You just need to find one job that will hire you, or one buyer who will buy your house, or the one anything that is aligned with your vision. So, in every single thing you see and hear seems to be just a total source of stress, remember, go back to the basics and view things through the filter of your own life vision. You may need to be directly involved in some of the scary things, but now you'll be doing it from with purpose and not out of fear. And when you act with purpose, then you can lead and motivate others, and you have more control over the outcome. Plus, when you're living when you're living your life aligned with your vision, then you'll show up more powerfully and you'll be less stressed because you have created a path that matters to you and that you want to follow. So be amazed, appalled, whatever, at some of the things going on here and abroad at all levels, but then carefully step through them one at a time and see how to get the best alignment between your feelings and your actions and how to use your life vision to guide you in the best ways to respond and also with the least stress. Remember, these days, the news and special interest groups on every side of every viewpoint spin everything as the end of the world. It isn't the end of the world. It may get pretty uncomfortable, but you can still be confident that you're living to your best self. And we won't mention any names, but some politicians just thrive on creating constant crisis and drama. And they do that specifically to overwhelm and to distract. By clearing your head, you're better able to see what's really important and not just the purposeful distractions. So that's it for the evening. Remember that next month, as I mentioned last week, next month I'll be hosting a free webinar called Smart Goals for Life. In that interactive session, we'll expand on everything we discussed related to SMART goals and provide practice worksheets and practical worksheets and exercises to help you apply those concepts to your own goals. Whether you're considering retirement, you're a new empty nester, changing careers, or any other life transition, this webinar will give you concrete tools to create and achieve goals that truly matter to you. We'll work through real examples together, and you leave with a personalized action plan that you've created to meet your own needs. If there's anything in particular you want to cover, please drop me a note, and we can certainly include it. So stay tuned for the specific date in May. We're still working on a couple different dates and links for the sign up. Even if you can't attend live, please register anyway, because all the registrants will receive a recording of the session and also the accompanying worksheets. Plus, we'll be showing off and going to be raffling a new product. We're working on it now. It's pretty close to wrapped up actually, but it's currently in design, and we'll be announcing the winners on our community platform. We have a community platform now as well. So it's all exciting stuff. And as always, your homework for tonight is to think of the top 3 things that you're currently concerned about in the world, and the world and national stages. But just like goals, be very specific. Calling someone an idiot is neither actionable nor specific, right? But singling out one policy or action is. So make out 3 specific things that are on your mind right now. Extra points then, if you take those 3 items and see if and how they directly affect you when you actually look at them through your own life vision. Then, if some still do, write those down and write down what your next steps will be to address them. Bonus points then if you can turn at least one of them into a SMART goal and apply both different processes to help you get through that. So again, that's it for the evening on the main topic. As always, please remember the many wars. There's just stuff going on all over the world. It's just amazing when you read the news these days. But ukr7.com, that's links to ways to support Ukraine, the people of Ukraine. They truly would appreciate it. It's really helpful. WCK.org, World Central Kitchen, talked about them. They work in areas where disasters have happened. Both they're a great organization, and then UKR7 points to other organizations that are vetted, by the way, that are known good, because there are a lot of people in the world that just do really amazingly kind of skanky things, and they'll say that they're a charity and just take the money. Those all go to vetted organizations that we know that they're doing things. So ukr7.com, wck.org, but we talk about it all the time that there's lots of national and international organizations. There's also local organizations because just people locally need your help as well. And but the most important thing is, even if you're not the kind of person that wants to donate to various organizations, if you can donate your time at all or just anything to help somebody, it makes a big difference. Because remember, one of the best ways to care for yourself is to care for others. And by thinking outside yourself, it changes your perspective on the problems. And sometimes we give you a lot more insight as to why things are happening and a better way to address the solutions. Something as simple as a smile to somebody in the street can change their day for the better and can make a huge difference that you never realize how much positivity it brought into the world. So again, ukr7.com, wck.org, work with a local organization, just smile at somebody, make somebody's day a little better. As always, thank you for stopping by. If you found something interesting or useful, please pass it along. And please subscribe and hit that like button. And if not, please drop me a comment as to what you'd like to hear. Have a great week. Remember to live the life that you dreamed of, because that's the path to true contentment. Love and encouragement to everyone. See you next week on 7 Every Minute and 7everyminute.com. Thank you.